everyone! So today's Halloween tutorial is pretty obvious, it's the handsome Jack Sparrow. I like to cater for everybody's abilities and this one is a super easy tutorial. And obviously I like to cater for both men and women. So my model today is my partner Tommy, and I'm going to start by prepping his skin with some moisturiser. Tommy hates wearing any kind of moisturiser that leaves a tacky residue, so I'm using Simple because it doesn't do that. Next up, I'm using a BB cream by Bourjois, and this one is a bronzing cream. As Jack is a pirate, he's always out in the sun, so he's always got a beautiful suntan. So using something like a liquid bronzer is perfect, especially if you're male and you don't want to use a foundation. Jack's skin isn't flawless, he is a pirate, so he tends to be a little bit on the grubby side, a little bit unkempt looking, and a little bit weathered. As you can see, this Bourjois cream really does give Tommy a bit of a sun-kissed glow. And what's great about it is it's really affordable. I'm applying it with a duo fibre brush. The reason for this is because the bristles apply less of the product. We don't want the face to have too much product on because then it really will start to look a lot more orange and a little bit more fuller in coverage, which we don't need. Make sure you take that down the neck and anywhere on the skin that's going to be visible, even the back of the hands. Also make sure you work the bristles right between the beard. You want to make sure all the skin is completely covered. Next I'm taking a cream contour. This one is by MAC and it's in the shade Coffee Walnut. On a small blending brush, I'm working this into the hollows of the cheeks. When doing this, we're not thinking beauty contour, we're just creating a little bit of definition in this area, and we're also using it to break up the skin tone. You also want to take it down the front of the face here, and this is going to make the chin area look a little bit wider. Moving on to the eyes, I'm going to be using a cream eyeliner. You can use any one that you like. My preference is the one by Natasha Denona. This is a work and set cream eyeliner, so it means you can apply it to the eye and you have time to move it around before it sets in place. I'm using a synthetic brush as this works better with cream products, and I'm applying the majority of the colour close to the lash line and then smudging it up. It's not about being neat with this kind of look. When you look at pictures and watch the movies of Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow, you can see it's quite grungy and it's a bit smudgy, so use your finger to get in there and make it look less perfect. On a slightly smaller brush, I'm taking that underneath the top lash line to get rid of any pinky tones, and then using the very tip of the brush to work that right between the lashes and make sure that's the darkest area. And then before that sets in place, just go along with your finger and smudge it. Using that same brush, I'm going to take this along the waterline. Whenever you're doing any kind of pirate look, guy liner is definitely the way forward. Start on the outer edge and slowly creep your way forward right to the very inner corner. Then you want to apply some of that product underneath the bottom lashes. Use a smaller brush to get right between your lower lashes, and then use the bigger brush to really start to smudge it underneath. Once you've done a base layer over the entire eye, I would then say go on to do the rest of the makeup, apply your costume and your wig, and then come back to the eyes to darken them as you see necessary. I'm not applying mascara, but if you've got light coloured lashes then you may need to. This next step is optional. I'm using this brown shade from my Skin Illustrator palette to break up Tommy's skin tone and make it look a little bit more sun damaged. I'm only doing a very light layer, but up close it works really well in making the skin look a little bit more freckled. I'm using my new splatter brush from the SFX box from Delium Tools. These are a makeup must have if you're into special effects makeup. I have a 20% discount code for you guys if you want to purchase this set. Note that this code does expire Tuesday the 31st of October, so if you are interested, check out the link in my description bar. I'm going into my Kat Von D Shade and Light eye palette, and I'm going to use this on a fan brush to darken Tommy's beard. Obviously there are products that you can get out there specifically designed to darken beards, but I want to show you that it doesn't have to be expensive. I might be using a Kat Von D palette, but any brown shadow that sort of matches hair tones will be perfect. This one was already on my desk, so I just used it. The reason I'm using a fan brush to apply this is because it doesn't pick up as much colour, which means it doesn't apply as much colour. This enables you to layer the product so you get the desired depth and colour that you want. I'm using my reference image of Jack Sparrow as my guide to fill in the areas that need to be a little bit darker. If you don't have facial hair and you're female and you want to do a Jack Sparrow look, then you can always use crepe hair. Once you've glued it in place, you can then trim it to match Jack Sparrow's facial hair. Along Tommy's jawline, I'm applying the eyeshadow using the brush in a vertical motion, and then I'm switching it to horizontal. And the reason I'm doing this is so that the eyeshadow doesn't look too uniformed along the jawline. Going in with a small amount of concealer, I'm applying this to the very centre of the Cupid's bow. Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow doesn't have any hair here and it's quite visible, so I'm going to use this to lighten that area and make that more prominent. It's the little details like this that make the world of difference, especially when you're trying to resemble somebody else. If you're a male and you're like Tommy and you don't want to shave your face to help your girlfriend out for a tutorial, you can use a little bit of foundation on a spoolie just to help disguise some of the hairs. I'm going to go in with a slightly thicker brush than the fan brush just to darken around the chin area and make this look a lot fuller. As you can see, it's a simple, cheap and affordable way to really make the beard look bigger. We cut a small section off of the wig and created 2 plaited extensions for underneath the beard. I'm just using some spirit gum to apply this. As this is going underneath the chin, we're applying it to the surface of the hair first and also onto the surface it's going to be adhering to. Once it's gone completely tacky, you can then separate the hair in the extension and push this into the beard. Obviously this is just a really cheap and cheerful way to do this. If you wanted a more professional look, you could use yak hair or crepe hair and go all out. Do your best to match the second one and make sure the plaits are both facing the same way. Next I'm taking a deep red coloured cream. You can get these sort of shades in any of the Halloween kits that you can buy in superstores. And I'm using this to create the little X-shaped cut that you see on Jack's cheek. Also he has one underneath his eyebrow. The great thing about working with creams is you can use your fingers to just blend them out, or if you make a mistake you can wipe them off. You can also layer them to deepen the tone, and they can be set in place with an eyeshadow or some translucent powder. If you don't have access to a Halloween kit or any red cream, then you could use something like a berry shade lipstick. The one on the eyebrow is a small nick, it's just a little curve that comes down. Going back to the eyes, I'm using a black eyeshadow and I'm using a brush to just push that onto the skin. Again, I'm not being too neat about it, I'm not blending it out. I'm using a stipple motion so that it doesn't look very neat. Once again, it doesn't have to be the Kat Von D palette, it can be any black eyeshadow. We then popped the wig on that we made. We made the bandana out of an old t-shirt. We created dreadlocks with beads in and pieces of string and an old paintbrush for the sort of bone trinket that hangs from the top. And that completed my Jack Sparrow makeup tutorial. In the flesh it was so weird, Tommy resembles him so much and he got so into character that he refused to take the outfit off for a good hour after we finished filming. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. I'll also link Tommy's information down below in case you want to follow him outside of YouTube, as well as the Delium Tools SFX box discount code. You can click my face to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. If you've missed any of my previous Halloween tutorials, the playlist is on screen, as are my social handles if you would like to follow me outside of YouTube. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you again soon. Bye!